Okay, awesome. Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February 27th. We only have one more day left in the month. Today's edition of Profit in Your PJs on the West Coast, 7 a.m. Oh my goodness. All you guys up bright and early. I see we have people from all over the country. We do have a couple of people from outside of the country, and that is the beauty of electronics these days. We can actually talk to people and see people and work with people from now all over the world. So we have a great Zoom today. We keep the Zoom, for those of you that don't know, really tight. We keep this to about 30 minutes to respect everybody's time. It is being recorded. It goes up on my YouTube channel. You could certainly subscribe to that channel. It's Anna Camp. There's also an Anna Camp Miriam. So it's just Anna Camp. We go ahead and put these Zooms up for anyone that wants to use these as training for themselves or their teams, or go back and get some of the tips that we learn as we go. So congratulations to all of you for being on the Zoom this morning. It is, I know, bright and early, and this is a way that we can invest in ourselves, invest as entrepreneurs in our Miriam business. Quickly, I want to share my screen. I have a couple quick announcements, and then I'm going to bring Bo on. So let me share here real quick. It wouldn't be the same if we didn't have our big logo up there, Profit in Your PJs today, 7 a.m. every single Tuesday morning. For those of you guys that did not attend the Epic Bash, by the way, it was amazing. I know there was a lot of energy getting on here this morning. Everybody was saying, wow, that was so amazing. People are on fire. We had training like we've never had before. We had great skits. We had just really an amazing event. We got to hear from corporate. Anyone who wanted to could tour the corporate office. That was really fun for people who have never been there. Those of us that are some of the top leaders in the company, the NMDs, we were greeted with really an amazing reception there at the corporate office. And I'm sure you're seeing the videos on YouTube and probably seeing the videos in the Epic feed, but it was epic a couple of days. We had a weekend promotion, and we called this While the Cat's Away, the Mice Will Play. And you guys, I just want to tell you, you did an amazing job. Emails are actually flooding in with your results. I'm going to announce the winner next Tuesday and give people that have not gotten to me with their emailed results. But as you know, you got tickets. So if you had a party or you attended an RRP with a guest, you got 1 ticket. If you enrolled a preferred customer, that was 2 tickets. If you enrolled a brand partner, that was 3 tickets, and the grand prize is $200 in cash and coaching with me for the month of March. Let's move that needle in your business. I can't wait to find out who the lucky winner is. So I'm going to give you guys till the end of the month after tomorrow. I'm not going to announce till next week. So at actually March 1st, so that's just coming up right around the corner here. On Thursday, I'm going to close the registration. So I just want to give you time to close the month and not be focused on getting me the email. But my email is really difficult. You want to write it down. It's my name, annacamp@gmail. So make sure that you email me and let me know how you did. I want to announce the people who I have had so far send their email in. Crystal Angel Childs, Diane Green, Michelle Salee, Erin Cochran, by the way, new brand partner. Welcome, Erin, if you're on this morning. Lorene, you also sent yours in. Terry Oster, Iman Heisler, Milika English Guy, Patricia McGoffin, Donna O'Brien, Carol Latham, Maria Hoffman, Christina Meza, Celeste Purdy, Robin Shimizu, Rita Reed, and Annette Tulloch. Annette Tulloch, also your very first party, you just had an amazing job. And Milika English Guy, also first week in the business. So I want to honor them as brand new brand partners just getting started in their business. They did an awesome job. Quickly, I want to go over the end of the month checklist because we do this every single month. Just a reminder, second chance for Cancun. Who on your team is running for this promotion? Who can you help? If anyone is running out there and you need help, reach out, reach up. That's what we're here for. We want to help you get those 3-way calls in, the sit downs, and whatever it takes to get you on these trips. It's go time, right? GoPro today, tomorrow, or the last 2 days to get your 3rd brand partner for the first qualification for this, that GoPro camera. You've got to go for that thing, guys. It is a great way to really promote your business. having pictures and videos and so forth, showing the lifestyle that we have here. Anyone who's a Class A prospect or a customer, we know we can take somebody actually that's brand new, we can actually expose them. They could actually become a Class A prospect on the spot. I've seen people sign up very quickly. Anyone that you have in your funnel, let's get them closed. Let's get that volume in before the end of the month. Who does not have an active ADO that's working their business? You have to have an active ADO or enough customer volume in order to make sure you get paid. So let's make sure we watch the back of all of our brand partners who don't have an ADO, and we want to help them do that. Who can get to the next rank? We have lots of people running for senior brand partner, director, senior director, etc. Who can we help? Who can we help get 3-year free qualified? Friends don't let friends pay for their Nerium business. So let's get our business free, and let's get our products for free as well. Who's close to maxing out their CVV 25% on their customers? Check your own 3-year free credits, and check the 3-year free credits of your team, and make sure that everybody is maxing out the volume that they can get on their ADO. Who might be in your placement suite that needs to be moved? This is an important one as well. If you're new and you don't understand this, don't worry. You will understand it over time, and that's what we're here for, to help you, to really watch out for you and to help you build your Nerium business. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now because we have a special guest on today. I'm more than grateful to have you on, Bo. Bo comes to us with about 30 years of industry experience. He's been out in the field. He has built organizations to the top of the pay plan. He's made a lot of money in this industry. I love that he has field experience, and now he comes to us as our new Chief Sales Officer, and I want you to hear from Bo this morning. So welcome on, Bo. Love having you, and I just appreciate you so much. So take it away.
You are so kind, and I want you to know this specific team is probably one of the most classy organizations that I've met and interacted with, and I want you all to know that. That will serve you very well as you build your business. You just stay above the fray and just always handle yourself with class and dignity, and it's remarkable what's going to happen for you as you build your business. Let me throw some things out just real quick, and because Anna asked me if I would also share some things I shared at the recent Epic event, some information that I could go through, maybe give you perspective as a point of comparison to what you do and what happens in the world with other things that people think are difficult to do that are done every single day. Just as a quick background, I've spent almost 30 years, which means I'm officially old. So I just turned 59 a week ago. And I started when I was 30, started in the industry when I was 30. My first check was $7. So cha-cha-cha. And it was like, follow me, I'll be your leader. Come with me. I made $7. My second month, I made $150. My third month, I made $800. My ninth month, I made $2,000. My 24th month, I made $10,000. I quit my job then because it was replaced my income. And then my 54th month, I made more in a month than I made in a year. And that's when my life changed dramatically. That's when things really, but also I was 35 years old. I was a young guy. So, you know, when you're that young and you make that kind of money, if you're not careful, you have a tendency to think you did this without realizing the team did this. And my dad called me up. My dad's a hero of mine. He was chief of staff. He was ranked as one of the 50 most powerful staff members in Washington, D.C. for about 15 years in a row. But he was chief of staff for, at the time, the longest serving senator in the history of the United States, who was third in line to be president of the United States at the time. And my dad called me up and he said, "Hey, Jimbo, I heard you had a good month." And I said, "Yes, sir, I did." And he said, "Well, let me give you some advice." And I said, "Okay." He said, "The more money you make, the more people will tell you how great you are." He says, "Jimbo, you're not that good." I said, "Okay." And he said, "The more money you make, the more people will criticize you." He said, "And you're not that bad either. If you just remember who you are and where you come from and be kind to people, everything will work out." It changed my life. That advice changed the way I saw the team. It changed the way I saw myself. It changed the way I saw my business. It changed the way. So in the last 30 years, just because time is limited here, I've beyond being a builder, I've owned a company in this industry, so I understand what Jeff goes through every day. And I've served as president of global sales for a very large publicly traded direct selling company. So I understand this side of it. So, but the most important part to me is I know what you go through. See, I know what it's like to have a no-show. I know what it's like to have to talk to somebody for 3 months. They finally say yes, and the very next day you never see them again. I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but it sure has happened to me. I mean, I know these feelings you have at 11:30 at night to be at somebody's house who said we're just going to slow down this year. And you know that's a nice way to say we're going to quit, right? And you go to their house, put a pot of coffee on, you pull their dream board out, and over the next couple hours, you talk them off the ledge and they're back in business with you. And you go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, worn out. And the next day you talk to somebody, not like me, but somebody in this position, the chief sales officer. And you say, oh, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning working with this couple that was thinking about leaving, but they're back on track. And this person, male or female, says to you, has the audacity to say to you, I understand. Now, I'm going to tell you something. For 30 years, I have battled that. And I used to always laugh at these people and say, what do you mean you understand? You have never done this. When I was out dancing for my dinner at 11:30 at night, you were at home in bed collecting a paycheck. And you don't understand because you've never done it. Okay, here's what I want you to know from me to you. I actually understand. I know what you feel. I know the fear you go through. I know the excitement you go through. I know the anxiety you go through. I absolutely understand the frustration you go through. Here's what I did. And I'll just kind of lead into what I talked about at Epic for Anna and for you. So I'm laying in bed at 2:30 in the morning 30 years ago. I'm a 30-year-old young man making a great income in life, frustrated as all get out because my dreams were bigger than I had things I wanted to accomplish in my life. And I laid in bed and I want to ask each one of you to do this today. I don't care how long you've been involved with Nerium. You need to do this. I asked myself 3 questions. If I do not do this, where will I be 5 years from now? And I said, comfortable.
Bo, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but you're frozen. Bo? Oh, maybe we'll get him back here in just a second. Bo, can you hear me? Uh-oh, we lost him. I think he'll be back on in just a second. We had such an amazing time at the Epic Bash, and I know some of you on here, actually a lot of you on here, were actually at the Bash, and you had a chance to hear Bo. We're going to give him a minute just to get back on again. Hopefully he won't, looks like he might have some internet problems on the other end. But his talk was so eloquent, and I know that you guys will have an opportunity to get to know him through this Zoom today when he gets back on, just as we have. I have just found him to be such an honest man, such a family man, and really to have someone in the corporate office that has the breadth of experience that he has is amazing. And so while I'm getting a text that he's working on getting back on now. So I do want to tell you guys, if you have not sent in, again, I just want to remind you, if you haven't sent in your drawing, your tickets for the drawing, and just a reminder, I'm getting some texts about it, that contest ran only through Sunday. So not through the end of the month. I know there was a little bit of confusion about that. And I know just from the people that have already, you heard the big list, who have already sent their tickets in, you guys were super, super busy. So we do have only just today and tomorrow to close the business while we're waiting for Bo to come on here. If anybody's got, a Zoom, an RRP, a Facebook Live party, anything that you need, we as leaders are absolutely here for you. And this is that time of the month where we really, really want to press in. If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, well, you're right there too. So it's all about the ask. And you've probably heard my training on the 3-letter word that can make you millions in this business. It's on YouTube. You can go back and look at it. But it is all about the ask. It's about asking from the beginning your prospect to take a look at some information, or maybe doing an iCeramon demo on them. It's about asking them, inviting them to come to your, Yep. Are you back, Bo?
I am. I have no idea what happened, y'all. Please forgive me.
No problem. I was just chatting away while we were
You're
waiting.
you are awesome. And I knew that, you know, it's funny. I'm sitting here really calm because I thought, you got leaders on this call. They know how to handle this.
Just picking up the ball and running with it.
It's awesome. I can't handle technology. So real quick, first question, if I don't do it, where will I be 5 years from now? Comfortable. If I do it and it doesn't work, comfortable. But here's what changed my life. If I do it and it works, where can I be 5 years from now? And here was my answer. I will not be comfortable. Here's the truth, y'all. I don't believe, whatever your beliefs are, mine is this. I don't believe I was put on this earth to be comfortable. I believe you were put on this earth to be significant. I believe you were put on this earth to do dramatic things, to change the world, to impact people's lives, generations that you haven't even met yet. I believe that ripple effect, that butterfly effect that you have at your disposal is to be taken advantage of to help and enrich other people's lives. So that's what got me in this industry, was that thought that what if I could make my dreams come true, and how could that affect other people? I was told when I started that this was silly. I was told that it couldn't happen. I was told that it was impossible. I was comfortable, like a lot of other people. John Masters, who was an entrepreneur that helped us in the energy crisis in the 70s, said this, and a lot of people don't even know who he was, but he was instrumental in getting us out of the energy crisis. But he made this comment: you have to recognize that every out front maneuver you make is going to be lonely. But if you feel entirely comfortable, you are not out far enough ahead to do any good. That warm sense of everything going well is usually the body temperature of the center of the herd. It's that protection you get with everybody else. There's two bridges in life you're going to cross. You're going to cross the bridge of, yeah, that's comfortable and I'll do it, and everyone lives on that bridge. Or you're going to cross the bridge of, I don't really want to do that. But on the other side of that bridge of, I don't want to do that, lives everything you want. That's one reason I try to express to people, the things you naturally resist are the things that will propel you to your dreams, to your aspirations, to the things that you want to accomplish in your life. There's a quote that I love, and it goes like this: so sing while you can and write while there's ink in your pen. You know, we get one time around the sun. You get one chance in life to live your life fully and to its fullest. I'm at 59. I know I have less years ahead of me than behind me, but I also know this: my best and highest is in front of me. Because if I thought for 1 minute that my best and highest is behind me, I am not doing a good service to me being here now. This is your moment now. If you had a great life behind you and you're struggling today, that's life. Andy Andrews, very dear friend of mine, wrote The Traveler's Gift, New York Times bestselling author. We've spoken all over the world together. Andy says you're either going into stuff or you're coming out of stuff. But there's one guarantee: there's stuff. You know, Plato said, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Everybody on this Zoom is going through something, and most people don't know what you're going through because you have wonderful smiles on your faces. But there's stuff that everyone goes through. So sing while you can and write while there's ink in your pen. Whether you have a dream or not, whether you're willing to do the work or not, whether you have a dream board up or not, whether you're willing to read the books or not, here's the truth: you will spend 20 years of your life sleeping. 3 years of your life will be waiting on other people. 1 year of your life will be spent on the telephone. 6 years of your life will be spent watching TV, usually not even remembering what you saw. 4 months of your life will be spent tying your shoes. Regardless of what your hopes and dreams are or are not, you will spend over 30 years of life doing nothing of value. And so what it does, it brings into perspective that the time you have to produce. If 30 years of however long your life is doing nothing of value, then what do you do in the time that you can create? What do you do in the time that you can breathe inspiration into other people? You can breathe courage into other people. Sing while you can and write while there's ink in your pen. There was a critical time in the history of this country when President Kennedy challenged us to go to the moon. I had for one of the books I wrote, I write books on leadership, I had the great fortune of interviewing the gentleman that was the manager of the lunar module, the people that actually built the lunar module. And he said it was fascinating to watch young people come in, not even punch a time clock, but they were so committed to working as a team and doing something that had never been done before. Welcome to Nerium. Welcome to Nerium. But Kennedy challenged us to go to the moon, and within a decade we did, but everybody during that decade said it's impossible. It's impossible. Just like people told you it's impossible, but you have to know those are the same people that are going to tell you, I always knew you could do it. It's the same people that say, oh, you can't do that. Say, oh, I always knew you could do it. I always believed in you. The early settlers, when they went out west, they said there's gold out there. They sacrificed everything to go out west. And people told them it was impossible. And they opened up a roadway that changed the face of this country, which in turn changed the face of the world. When we attempted to break the sound barrier, people said it's impossible, you'll implode. The human body cannot stand that, and the body will implode. But they strapped somebody in a plane, they broke the sound barrier, they didn't implode, but yet people said up to the last moment that it was impossible. I had the great fortune of sitting down with a gentleman by the name of Dick Rattan. He was the first person to ever circumnavigate the globe on one single tank of gas. And he was telling me a story one day. And he kept laughing. And I said, well, what were people saying? And he said, people just kept telling me it's impossible. It's impossible. I was invited by the president of Mexico a number of years ago for a private dinner with Muhammad Yunus. He was the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize in Bangladesh. He was the father of the microloan concept. He started the Grameen Bank, where he took poor people and he gave them microloans because he believed that in the heartbeat of people, whatever their station in life, was that of an entrepreneur, of somebody that had dreams and hopes and aspirations, wanted to succeed. And I remember him telling me at dinner, if I could just seed that belief and create that hope, hope is the heartbeat of action. I've said that on stages for hope is the heartbeat of action. If you enhance hope, you create action in people. And he said, but by doing that, I was able to take people out of poverty into success because I gave them a vehicle to do it with. But he told me all along, people in his country, people around the world told him that it was impossible. In 1945, the first electronic digital computer was built at the University of Pennsylvania. It was funded by the Army. It was called the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. It filled a room 30 feet by 50 feet. When the creator stood back and looked at it, they were telling the people, the reporters that were there, that is the future, and they wrote, it's impossible. In 1975, Popular Electronics magazine talked about this computer called the Altair 8800. It was the first home PC, and it was built without a keyboard. And the designer said, this is going to be the future of electronics, and people wrote about it saying it was impossible. In 1975, Microsoft was launched. People said it was impossible. In 1977, Apple II was launched. It's impossible. In 1981, the IBM PC was born. It's impossible. In 1989, the World Wide Web was born, and people said this is impossible. About 6.5 years ago, by the way, I love this quote. Peter Drucker commented. He said that what everybody knows is usually wrong. What everybody thinks they know about you and your desires and your ambitions and your dreams, your potential, they usually far underestimate you because that's how people are, because they underestimate themselves. And they like to imprint how they see themselves on you. So when somebody looks at you and says, I don't think I can do it, you shouldn't do that. That's how they see themselves, not how they see you. But it's easier to make an excuse and to want to bring you into the excuse than to lift you up and say, lift me up with you. It's far easier to do that. The early map makers, the cartographers, when they would draw out what they knew the world looked like, outside of what they knew and could see, they wrote these words, here be dragons, here be dragons. Now think about that for a minute. They didn't know it. It was their way of saying, out there, it's impossible. About 6.5 years ago, Jeff Olson walked into a warehouse that was empty, and he saw it filled with products because he saw a business that was different than any other business in direct selling. He saw a business where actually we didn't just have the haves and the have-nots. Because I've done this for 30 years. My big criticism of this industry is you have a handful of haves and the masses of have-nots. And he wanted to disrupt the economy in this industry. He wanted to disrupt this model. And he wanted to come out with products you couldn't get anywhere else with a compensation that created a mass of people prospering and benefiting and able to take their dreams off their dream boards, not just a handful of people. And folks told him with an empty warehouse, it was impossible, that it could never happen. But Jeff is no different than you. He had a dream board. He had things he wanted to accomplish. And what he did know, the vision Jeff had was this. It was like Wayne Gretzky talked about in hockey. He never skated to the puck. He skated to where he knew the puck was going to be. Near him was where the puck was going to be. Everybody else in direct scaling was skating to the puck. He was going to where the puck was going to be. That's why you went from a product to a portfolio of anti-aging products that have never been seen in this marketplace. I know this. I've owned a company in this space. I know how this works. But today, Jeff sits back and he looks at this and he sees warehouses all over the world that are filled. And everybody said it was impossible. Christopher Columbus, when he was lost, when they were starving, when he had near mutiny, through all of his hard times, in the bottom of his calendar were 5 words: this day we sailed on. This day we sailed on. And that's got to kind of be your mantra as you go through this. That's kind of got to be your attitude. Benjamin Disraeli said, the secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his time when it comes. The secret of success in life is for a man or a woman to be ready for their time when it comes. Here's what I want you to know. And I really want you to absorb this, please. By the way, I'm so proud of y'all. I hope you know that. More than anything in the world, I'm so proud of you. When you stand up and do things that other people say can't be done, and you do them, you're telling people who don't see themselves the way you see themselves that they too can do something they never thought possible. You lift people by your accomplishment. The first 8 people I talked to said no. 30 years ago, 8 people, 8 no's. Most people quit when that happens to them. I didn't quit. My dreams were worth more than 8 no's. How many no's are your dreams worth? What kind of value do you place on your dreams versus the no's that you're going to get? 8 months later, 3 of those people came back to me and said to me, are you still doing that? I said, yes. They all got started. 2 of those ended up with thousands of people in their organization. My business in 2 years after that went in 24 countries, and I've had businesses today in over 100 countries. Traveled to 34 of them. And here's what I want you to know as I wrap this up. There is nothing that's impossible. And anybody that tells you it is doesn't know what they're talking about. Your dreams, your dream board, the things that you put up, sipping cappuccino on the Spanish Steps in Rome, traveling to the swimming in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, climbing to the Christ Redeemer statue in Brazil, hang gliding 2,000 feet off a cliff in Rio de Janeiro, being with your kids on a beach in South Carolina, seeing every country in the United States and the beautiful country of Canada and Mexico, just here where you can travel to. Do not live your life watching the Travel Channel. Travel. Don't get off this. I tell people when they go to meetings, do not leave this meeting and go home. Leave this meeting and go 5-star. This is so important that you understand the depth of your ability, the depth of your potential. I came to this company because at 59 years old, I have stuff in a bucket I need to pour out. You're a part of this for a reason. This is no accident that you're here. This is no accident that you're in Nerium International, which I consider to be the best company on the planet. This is not an accident. This is no accident you're an Anna Camp's team. Everything happens in your life for a reason, and oftentimes you don't understand it, but it happened. This is your moment. Grab it. Pursue it with a passion. You've got a day left in this month. What are you going to do with this day of your life? Don't wait. I'll start day after tomorrow in a new month. You have a day left. Today and tomorrow. What are you going to do with it? Don't look back on your life and say, I skipped days. If 30 years of your spin aren't doing anything of value, then every day, wake up, put your feet on the ground, embrace this moment. The secret of success in life is for a man and a woman to be ready for their time when it comes. And folks, I'm going to tell you, this is your moment. do something significant and do something great with it. And Anna, I am so honored to be with you. I think you are one of the most incredible leaders on the planet, and anything that I can do to help you, I will. So thank you very much, and God bless you guys.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I just love your message. I love your enthusiasm for what we do here. And in closing, I'm going to share my screen one last time. And I actually got this from Bo. And I so appreciate you, Bo. This is something that you said at the bash the other day. And you said, just outside of everything you don't want to do is everything you have always wanted. So I wanted just to put that up there. I wanted to remind everybody about that. Let's go out there. Let's finish the month strong. Let's be that team that never stops, that never quits, that never gives up. We are here to help you. And I just adore each and every one of you. So I'm going to leave you the same way I always do in your day, in everything you do. Show up, raise your energy, and be fabulous. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you both.
Bye, Anna. Bye, Bo. Thank you.
Thank you,
That
Anna.
was awesome.
Thank